Salud.
Right. It's okay, guys.
It's okay.
Salud.
Oh, so good.
I feel the juice is gone. So, I got Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
All right, I got him all the way. I'm gonna protect him. He's a good friend of mine. I call him Bob.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Look, so Bob.
Yeah.
Right? He's been acting for quite some time.
Uh-huh.
How long has Leonardo DiCaprio been in the game?
Since he was 16 years old.
Since he was 16 years old.
Since Leonardo was 16 years old, he has started his acting career. Opposing to
he was
De Niro, who was 20.
He was 20.
He was a little bit older.
Also, my guy, Bob, I like to call him, like I said.
Sure.
He started at 20, but I would have to say he's obviously a lot older. 80 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your boy is
49.
49.
Just about to tick 50. The big 50.
So 30 years difference.
Yeah.
So what I could say for sure is 100%, obviously, because of the age gap, I would say.
Right.
Bob has a lot more movies under his belt.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, he does. I actually researched it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you researched it as well. I know the internet can sometimes be false. But if I researched correctly, it said Leonardo DiCaprio had around 89 movies. And De Niro had about 118. I found two of them that said 118, one that said like 130. Well, I just went with the one that said twice. It said twice, so I was like, that one's got to be right.
I saw Leo did 44.
Okay.
On IMDb.
Okay.
And De Niro did 128. So with that kind of math, if that is correct,
I don't know about that.
That means even when Leo hits 80 years old, he won't even be up to 128. You know what I mean?
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Because you can do a lot of shitty movies and throw your number up.
What are you trying to say?
Out of those 144, could you name 100?
I can't name 100.
I'm just saying, like,
I can name.
If you have, it's like a career.
Okay, wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? If you have a lot of great movies, you should be able to boom.
I can bang out bangers for you.
Yeah, you'll stop at 10 and then have to think.
But dude, when he started at 16, he wasn't banging out crazy amounts of good movies.
What are you talking about?
Good movies?
First of all, his very first movie was starring with Robert De Niro.
Educate me, son.
Okay, I will. It's called A Boy's Life.
That was his first movie?
17 years old is his first movie. He did a few sitcoms and up to like age 20. Parenthood. There was another sitcom. I wrote it all down here. I got my notes, people. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, there was 1,000 things I had to remember. It's not there. I worked today. I'm tired. All right, I'm not gonna just learn Leonardo DiCaprio's life in one night. But I will say this: his very first movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called A Boy's Life. Me and my father actually love watching the movie. It's a great movie. He plays a kid that loses his father, and De Niro comes in as his stepfather, and he's a drill sergeant. He's a real hard ass, and Leonardo DiCaprio kind of plays a kid that's lost, doesn't know, kind of troublemaker, with his friends. He's a teenager in those lost years.
Who's the main actor in the movie?
They both are. The movie is about those two.
So the movie
they're starring with each other.
The movie that they did together recently.
Yes.
Flower, dude.
I gotta be honest with you. I think I know where you're going. We watched it. We tried, people. It wasn't that good.
It was terrible.
It was boring. It was just really like
stretching out.
Yeah, man. And you know what's crazy? Dude, that thing won some like nominations, and I gotta be honest with you. I want to get into Martin Scorsese films in a little bit. That I feel like it's its own category by itself. It's another movie that they did together that I gotta say, The Boy's Life, if you've never seen it, it's a great watch, people. De Niro famously says his name a lot in the movie. Leo's name. I forget the character's name he plays. Duke. He plays Duke. He always goes, "Oh, Duke." It's so funny.
Oh wait,
It's
is that
so
what
funny.
you remember?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You hear me
okay.
say it once in a while.
Okay.
That's from that movie.
I didn't know that.
It's his first movie, so it's actually kind of
Okay,
unique how
but
we're
come on, dude.
arguing
That was 17
that
years
Leo's
old.
better than De Niro because the guy's done it almost half of the amount of time that De Niro's had to do it. His movies, though, are less. I feel like even though they're less, they're much better quality. They're much better significancy,
Not all.
and they generated much more box dollars at the end of the day than De Niro's films.
Well, you can't say that.
Are you crazy? I have the
You got
biggest
facts to
fact
back
of
that up,
all
bro?
unknown.
Go ahead.
There are the top 4 movies that have grossed of all time. I have the list. I'm going to read it. People, you're going to see my notes. The first one being Avatar. Remember 2009 Avatar? The blue people?
He wasn't in Avatar.
No, I'm just saying. These are the top 4 grossest movies of all time.
What the hell does that have to do with Leo, bro?
We're getting there. He's not number 1. I'm going down the list. You're 4.
Okay.
There's Avatar.
Okay.
The Endgame, the Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Avatar 2. That movie just box office. And number 4, which was the number 1 at one point, it's Titanic. $2.2 billion in box office. And he made that movie as like his 4th or 5th movie that he'd ever done.
I'm not saying he's not successful. The guy done some incredible movies.
$2.2 billion.
I feel like every time Leonardo DiCaprio does a movie, he sticks within the realm of that person. Like, he always portrays somebody like a true story. He's playing that character based off a book or someone real.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He's
taking on a character
outside his realm.
Taking on. Well, I would not say that.
Well, what is he going on?
I wouldn't say it because he's been in wild movies. He's played crippled people who have been mentally sick.
I never seen it.
Eating Gilbert Grape, which was another movie
bro,
highly nominated for one Academy at a kid's age.
All right, nominated means nothing because there's so many garbage movies that are nominated. Unless you win an award, like, may I say, by the way, he's won. Robert De Niro, do you know how many he's won?
How many awards has he won?
I got it here somewhere.
Because I have it here too.
Okay, so that's my Nutella.
And we're gonna go back and see again because I have it where I didn't think you'd bring this up.
What, his awards?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
because of the significant difference.
Dude, there's one award, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was Leo finally got his first Emmy with The Revenant.
Correct.
Right? Fantastic.
Great movie.
Okay.
Great movie. But come on, you got to be honest with me. You know he should have won a few more before that one. You know he got put to the side too many times.
Catch Me If You Can, which was an incredible
fantastic
movie.
It's one of my top 5.
I love that movie.
Tom Hanks. If you've never seen it, people watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Good thriller.
But when you're talking about now Robert De Niro,
yeah,
we're talking acting here, right? Because personality-wise, outside acting,
to the most part,
weird people.
To the most part,
okay. But you got Robert De Niro in The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
2. Right. You have Robert De Niro in Analyze This playing a comedy role.
Yeah.
You have him doing a horror movie. I think it was called Fear. Fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
3 incredible different genres, doing incredibly successful. He comes out of his bubble and does quite a few different kinds of genres of movie. I can't say the same about Leo.
I think you're wrong. Leo played in Thriller 3.
Give me a comedy
which was a horror movie. He did Thriller 3. He did love movies like Romeo and Juliet. The Titanic, you can I guess they threw a love story in there, but true story events he's really big on. He's played incredible performances like Wolf of Wall Street. He's done great action movies like The Aviator, and a few other ones that he's done with like those kind of things. Gangs of New York, which is one of my top all-time Leo movies. But you're talking about comedies? He hasn't done any comedies?
No, he hasn't done any comedies.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's a comedy.
He's not.
It's a Tarantino movie. It's a Tarantino movie, though.
That's not considered a comedy movie. You don't go and look that up and it's under comedy. It's under drama or it's under action.
Would you not consider The Wolf of Wall Street to be comedic?
I'm not saying Jonah Hill, comedy. If anything, was the funniest person in that movie. I'm not saying
it's not comedy based, but would you not say he's got a comedic ring to it?
No. What did he do that's so funny in that movie? He got tons of Quaalude and
Yeah.
couldn't make
Look
it to his
how
car.
look how phenomenal he acted that out.
I'm not saying he's not a good actor, but if
You
you're talking
gotta come
top tier
on,
actors, bro, Robert De Niro has been in the
bro.
game for so
Robert De
long.
Niro has one really funny movie. Like that's really funny, and it's that, and where the movie where he Meet the Fockers, where he just pets a cat the entire time and goes like this.
I,
You think you're in the circle?
I-
That's the whole movie of him doing that.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Can you milk me? That's, I mean, come on, like let's not go out there and say he's a full comedic role actor, because most of his movies are the same
I would
character
have to say
as well.
he's done plenty of different comedy acting. Okay.
We're gonna skip over the fact that 90 of his movies are him playing the same role. That
Well,
thug,
I think he's great. He's great
that
in mafia
tough guy,
movies.
that
I think he's portrayed as such an Italian. He does great in those mafia movies. Don't get me wrong,
I'm
but
not denying that
he's
at all.
never stayed in that realm of genre. Like he always goes out of that genre to do other movies.
I
he
think
did
he's
one-
always playing.
Okay,
this.
here's another comedy one. I just came to my head. The one with Eddie Murphy.
You're gonna have to give me a name here. I mean,
They play two cops. I think it's called Showtime. Showtime.
Okay, it
You
could
ever
be.
seen it?
I don't think I
Dude,
have. I don't think I have.
Dude, I don't think you're giving him enough credit for his
I'm not
comedy.
saying that.
And I think if Bob was here right now,
But this is great. You can't go. Have you met him?
yeah,
To
he's
call
like
him
my best
Bob.
friend,
To
bro.
call him Bob. Be honest.
Bro,
Lock me in my eyes.
We're friends, bro.
I don't think so.
I don't necessarily agree with his political views.
But hold on, we're not going there. I
Okay.
want to know how you're friends. Because you're throwing his name out
We
there.
spoke to each other a couple times.
Okay.
You know, here and there.
Because I think your wife's more friends with him than you are.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, that happened, but he comes
And guess
over.
what? So is my father. So are we just bouncing off of people we know who've met him?
Yeah, we're friends, you know?
He's I want to say he's Italian. De Niro sounds Italian. I don't know if they're fully Italian. Leo's not
DiCaprio
fully
does sound Italian, but
well,
I can't.
DiCaprio's Italian, but he's mainly German. I'm not gonna even sit here. Even
I don't
though
care. I don't care about what nationality.
the names Leo.
I'm not.
Bob,
I don't care what nationality.
But
I can't even say Leo wouldn't even play a good gangster because I feel like he 100%.
well,
could
you've
pull
never
that
seen
off.
Gangs of New York.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He plays a freaking maniac.
He
gangster.
is a great, phenomenal actor. But when it comes to a gentleman, right, getting a jack of all trades and all different kinds of acting, playing different genres, that is where acting skills come, and that's where I feel like De Niro overpowers.
I think he's just done more movies because he's older of those things. The Great Gatsby.
Stop putting age into it.
The Great
Because
Gatsby.
at
There's so
49
many
years
movies.
old, Leo's 49 years old. So
Yeah.
at 49 years
Bro.
old, Robert De Niro was doing
At
all kinds of
49
genres.
years old, Leo has won 102 awards due to De Niro's 42.
Okay, I understand that he.
102 awards to his 42. So yeah, he's done much less movies, but he's won way more awards for it, and he's been nominated 262 times. So yeah, you can take a handful of those and say, yeah, like the last movie they made together. I don't know how a movie like that gets nominated for these great awards. I think they got people jerking off each other back there, maybe, to make these things get there. Because they got big names in it. Martin Scorsese, Leo, they got big names in there. But I got to be honest with you. Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. And it's not like Robert De Niro. First of all, it doesn't seem like you ever seen like an interview with Robert De Niro on it? You ever watch one? He acts like he doesn't care about being in that interview. I don't think he cares about an award. I don't think he cares about how many times he's nominated. I don't think he cares about any of that stuff.
That's not helping your point here.
I know.
You're just saying he's more of a chill guy. I'm not saying I've never seen Leo out there like, I gotta get this award, dog. I've never seen him like riled up in an interview like, I should have won that one.
So
he's got the same thing, because you know why? Because they're both living much better lives than we ever will, probably. So why should they care about an award at the end of the day?
You're right. Fuck this podcast.
They've won a lot. They've won a lot of awards each,
Mm-hmm.
even though Leo's almost tripled him. They've won a lot.
Well,
and at the
Robert
end of
De
the
Niro's
day,
also worth way more money than Leo, but I don't turn around and tell you.
But that doesn't mean he should be worth more money. The guy's been doing it longer. If at this point Leo's making more money, then he's got a real problem up his ass. But let me tell you this, because I respect De Niro so much. I don't want people to think I don't like De Niro. I grew up with De Niro in my house, constantly on my TV. Whether it was Casino, what's the one you haven't seen that you freaking claim your De Niro is your guy?
Goodfellas?
Goodfellas. You haven't seen Goodfellas to beginning to end, right? All right. We're talking some of the greats. Bronx Tale, which I know is one of your personal favorites.
Casino.
One of my personal. I just brought up Casino.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
Taxi. It's a great movie he's done.
Bro,
one of my personal
Bull?
favorites, Raging Bull. Bring it over!
It's chocolate! Bring it over!
Your mother's an animal. Great movie. I'm not gonna lie, but don't act like Leo hasn't played roles where he's not been like a maniac. I forget the movie he did with Kate Winslet not too long ago. They were like maniacs in that movie. They can both step into a role. Now, I want to ask you this, because this is where I think being a great actor. Could you take this actor out of this movie, put this actor in there, and if he had done just as good of a job or better? Right? You know what I'm saying?
We can say that vice versa.
Right. But let's take Titanic, for example.
Could Robert De Niro?
Could you put Robert De Niro in Titanic with this face?
This is what I see.
Constantly.
I see.
And he builds that character, that young, witty, full of life character that Leo brings to that role.
Leo is
You think
more,
De Niro sitting there
I
going,
would say Leo. No, I would say if Robert De Niro was there and saw, what's her name?
Kate Winslet.
The girl on the front.
Kate Winslet,
What's her name in the movie?
Oh, Rose.
Rose. You'd be like, Rose, get over here. What are you doing over there? That would be.
But this is the problem. That's not that kind of role.
No, it's not. But
in
Raging Bull,
has
he played a love movie?
Character.
Robert De Niro.
I'm sure he has. If he's played 144 movies, I'm sure he's had one shitty movie where he was a romantic.
Oh, come on, dude.
Because he can't play the romantic role.
All right, so if you want to say,
I think New York, he is a romantic movie, isn't it?
Maybe, I don't know. Never seen it.
The 80s. You'd have to look in his younger years because once he hit 40,
he
he's not doing romantic movies.
Started acting in his 60s.
Yeah,
Leo wasn't even
65
born.
or something. No, he wasn't. Like 73 or 5, something like that. This is the point I want to make. Because in my opinion, if you're such a great overall actor, you should be able to take over any other role. Now, to a point. Obviously, your look might change that character.
But that's what I think. That's what I think you're saying. You're going to try to
put
Robert De Niro.
Here's what I'm saying.
You
could put Leo in gangster movies. You can see Leonardo DiCaprio in gangster movies. He's done Gangs of New York, Inception. He plays he plays a cop or something in Inception. Another fantastic movie, by the way. You've never seen it. Django.
That's a rough one.
I mean,
bro, that is a great movie.
The Revenant.
That's a great movie.
I mean, he played so many different things.
Let me ask you your opinion.
Diaries.
Let me ask you your
Put De Niro in the Basketball Diaries.
Let me ask you your
fucking trying to bounce a basketball.
Going back to Django, first of all, the star of that show was Jamie Foxx, right? It wasn't. I would have to say
it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, so there's always at least 3 to 4 main characters.
No, the main character is Jamie Foxx. I don't care what you have to say. He was in it from the beginning, to the end.
Sure, we'll make him the number one
in the middle of
that movie.
Leo came in the middle of the movie.
Okay.
But what's the rule about dropping the N-word as a white guy?
That's where you're gonna go with this?
I'm just asking your opinion.
Acting.
I'm just asking. Like,
is that where you're trying to bring this conversation?
Do you feel comfortable?
Listen.
Do you feel comfortable
If you have listen to me. If you have Samuel L. Jackson and Jamie Foxx giving you the approval, he's got the approval.
I'm just saying, if I was in his shoes,
it's acting in its movie, and
I read the script, and I said,
don't act like there's not.
I want to purchase one of these people. I would hesitate. I would, that's just me. Would you do it?
You're telling me De Niro's never played in a role like that?
Well, he had
not to that extent, maybe.
I don't think he was buying slaves.
Come on, bro. He was in mafia movies.
Well, he might call. Look, it's never been dropped in the movie, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but that's where you're gonna try to go with this. Is it because he married 2 black girls, De Niro? Is that why you think he's in the okay zone?
Look, I don't mind it.
Leo's never been married. All right, I can't.
He hasn't been married.
He hasn't.
That's another thing because he's busy.
Committed.
He's busy. He's a busy guy.
I think he just likes dating women under 25.
Yeah, you got it. If you're not, 18 years old, he's not interested in you.
He's living your best. He's living his best life.
That's another thing. He's like a Leo. One thing about Leo.
Come on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me talk.
The women.
Look, I'm not saying anything bad about the women. I mean,
Come on,
go
no,
get it if
but
you can get
come
it.
on, you put those two pictures up there. Leo's a heartthrob to those women. Put De Niro's. There's
Yeah, but
no
dude,
way.
you're talking a 50-year-old man getting
You
with
could put
18,
him at
19
20
year
with
old
that
men,
fucking
bro.
mole on his face. You put him at 20, he's still not charming, more charming.
I don't think De Niro was a bad looking guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad looking guy, but he's not DiCaprio in
Look,
the look department.
he's a good looking man. Okay, I'm just saying he's 50, getting with 19-year-olds. I think, dude,
The guy is
you
my
know he's
hero.
Still, you know he's still clubbing. The dude's clubbing.
Yeah.
He's
Yacht
clubbing in his
parties.
40s, bro.
He's doing great.
No,
He's
that's
keeping the boat moving,
If
baby.
you're
Keep it
clubbing
hard.
in your 40s, you're a loser. That's what I
Oh
gotta say.
my god.
Then
That's
here's
not.
one thing. I'm gonna be real. Not even in my notes.
So
I'ma just-
you're now attacking him as a human being.
No,
Well,
now
you
I'm-
said you weren't
now
going
I'm
to do it in the
pounding
beginning.
this guy.
Now I'm going to De Niro's personal side.
Go ahead. So here's one thing about Leo that really irks me. Great acting. I'm not hating on him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just, if you're gonna put me head to head with De Niro, I feel like he's done better movies. He's a better actor.
Okay.
But I'm not to say Leo is not a good actor or doesn't have good movies. I think one of Leo's top performing acting was in The Revenant. I think he killed it.
Yeah, he absolutely.
Right now, let me tell you the one. He's like like a nature and
Yes, yeah, he's really big on
environmentalist. Is that the right word?
Like animals that are going extinct. He's into that,
and he's into like
correct
no
the global
gas
warming and
global warming,
yeah.
And then he fucks off, gets in his jet, and goes to Paris.
Yo,
right?
Again, you're attacking the
Okay?
man's personal life. We're not talking about his acting.
Then he's flying over the Atlantic. He's dropping loads of gas.
Like
while
De
he's dropping loads
De
in the
Niro's
sky
getting on a
with
bike and pedaling in the sky to his next set.
I don't think. Look, if I had to take a guess, I don't think he has a private jet. But I don't know. De Niro might. I mean, you have that kind of money, I would do it too.
I mean, come on. What are we attacking at this point? Is it getting to this point where you're getting desperate?
I think he's a great actor.
Are we throwing the Titanic life raft right now?
I think he's a great
Are you
actor.
blowing the whistle?
Look, great actor, shitty person. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, first of all, the guys, I mean, come on. We're going to take someone who's a celebrity. Listen, I'm not a big celebrity ass kisser when it comes to like, I'll get all giddy and running to them for an autograph. I'm just not that way. But
so wait, let me give you an example.
Let me give celebrity, your life is so bothered.
Let me hold that thought. If you had both of them and you had to run to one of them to get their autograph,
I'll be honest with you.
Be very honest.
I'll be honest with you because the Italian in me wants to go to De Niro.
Okay,
because I grew up with him in my house constantly. My father loved De Niro as an actor. Always quoted him around the house, joking around with us. It reminds me of my dad. Me and him and my dad have a picture together because my dad's car was used in the Bronx. Yeah. So there's things of why I would run. The Godfather was like constantly on replay as a kid in my house. So it's just that reasoning. But if I was with my mother and we did Walk to Leo, I would get the biggest slap in the back of the head from my mother. Yeah, because all my mom is thinking in that moment is
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Wake up, Jack.
The number 4th grossing movie in America. All I'm saying is this. What iconic movie has De Niro done that if you say that one line, anybody knows it? I'm not talking to the Italians here. I'm talking globally. When you bring up this,
Leo has a line.
Tell me that every person who doesn't go on a boat or something constantly does the Titanic thing. It's known universally, that scene, that movie. That's how iconic he made that. He helped, assisted make that movie. Because I'm not going to just deny everyone else who played great roles in that movie. It's a fantastic movie. Also, the people who actually were on the Titanic.
What happened?
You know, sorry for your losses and stuff, but you ended up making a fantastic film out of it. Like,
you know, the story of Jack and Rose is not even real. They made that story.
No, of course. You have to make a movie.
Yeah.
No one just wants to. Let's say
but
there are
movies.
Pearl Harbor did the same thing.
Right. But there's movies out there that Robert De Niro does. If I told you a line, you tell me exactly where that movie is.
Yeah, because I know him so well. But I don't think you could
go.
Knows him. I don't think
everybody knows Robert De Niro, bro.
I don't think so. I think if you start with the 2010s and up, people don't know.
And up?
Yeah, so 2010. Yeah, his latest movies. What great latest Dirty Grandpa?
Well,
I mean, is that what we're gonna get into? These kind of movies,
dude.
These are the falling off the cliffs.
You're not
This
telling
is
me.
the
You're not telling
decline
me
movies.
Leo's acting is not slowing down. When's the last time he made a great movie?
Because now he's at that beauty part of his life where he only accepts great roles.
Bro,
Like, this is the end of the
he
world.
hasn't done a great role since
This is the
Django,
end of the world.
probably.
What are you talking about? This is the end of the world was in 2019.
And it was a terrible movie.
No, wait, what are you talking about?
Is that the environmentalist one? The Don't Look Up one?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
bro,
about.
That was terrible. What are you talking about? That movie was trash, bro.
Stop it.
Dude, what was that girl's name?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, they were both terrible.
Oh my God, stop.
Dude, that movie was not good. You cannot lie to these people.
Don't attack
telling me that was his good movie. That was not a good movie.
I'm not saying it's his best movie.
No, it wasn't
but
a good movie.
But it's better than any movie De Niro has made since 2010.
Well, I wish I had my phone right now.
You have one right there.
All right, go ahead. Keep the people occupied.
Yeah, I'll keep the people occupied. Here's some of his greatest movies that he's maybe done that maybe you're not thinking of. The Great Gatsby, Blood Diamond,
The Great Gatsby,
Shutter Island, The Aviator, Romeo and Juliet, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Inception, Django, Catch Me If You Can, The Revenant, Wolf of Wall Street, Titanic, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Another fantastic movie that you haven't seen that's been made in the last 5 years. The Departed. Fantastic movies. Bro, Martin Scorsese.
Do I have to go off and find 50 of his greatest movies to please you right now? I didn't write them down, but he has way more better movies than Leo.
I'm saying, in the last 10 years, you're out of your mind to say De Niro has made more and better movie quality movies than he has in the last 10 years. You're out of your mind. Wolf of Wall Street has come out. Name one De Niro movie that De Niro has made in the last 10 years. And if you say The Irishman, I might lose my control. Because we both know that out of all the Martin Scorsese movies that he's done with him, Irishman's at the bottom.
It was a great movie. I wouldn't say it was.
It's good. It's not great. They try to make him look young again. CGI the hell out of him.
Some guy coming from a guy who just told me Don't Look Up was a good movie.
It's a good movie. I didn't say it was great. Bro, and I'm saying the same thing about The Irishman. But The Wolf of Wall Street is a fantastic movie.
Put him side by side. You wouldn't pick Irishman over
When was The Great Gatsby recorded? That had to be in like 2014 or something. I'm not good. It's another fantastic movie he's done.
I don't remember that dude's name, but the weird looking guy is Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Don't you take Tobey Maguire's name in vain like that. That's my Spider-Man right there. You watch it.
He did a better job in that movie. I feel like he made that movie.
All right. So let's just backpedal a little bit. We've established that De Niro's older. He's made much more movies. Mm-hmm. He's also won much less awards in the time of those movie spans that he's done. So not only has Leo done it almost half of the time, he's also doubled his achievements than De Niro has in half the time. I'm a numbers guy. I'm looking at, if I had to start from the scratch again, I'm building my team here. Leo has done 102 awards. You're saying in 40-some movies. I've looked up 89.
Okay.
But I'll even take yours, even though it's cutting half of his movies. He's also been in more TV shows than De Niro has too, so maybe they're counting the TV shows along with mine.
40 TV shows then.
Not 40, but he's had at least 10. All right? Don't get smart with me. All right? So not only has the guy done it in half the time, started his career out with De Niro, who, if you haven't seen this interview with De Niro is one of the only people that actually called up some of the top-end directors in Hollywood at that time and said, you got to work with this kid. He's going to be fantastic one day. And here he is, absolutely just plowing through De Niro in awards, in half the time of movies, half the age, has made... you're saying he's made more money? We might have to look this up again. Because the guy's been in a top 4 movie of all time. And he's made Scorsese more money. So, and less movies.
I am also a numbers guy. Okay? Did you know Leonardo DiCaprio has been investigated a hell of a lot of times?
Again, we're going back into the personal life because you need the rap. You got nothing right now because you're going to attack his personal life.
We're gonna pause. We're gonna go back and see if that 44 is right. Or 80, whatever.
I have 89. You have 44.
Okay.
I also have 111 movies. Let's go into Martin Scorsese just for a moment because I feel like that's where De Niro has made most of his greatest movies that are most known. Right? because he has great movies alongside Martin Scorsese, but you have the iconics: Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, New York, New York, Cape Fear, Irishman, Raging Bull, Casino. Some of his more known movies.
Right.
It's that kind of, if you haven't seen this movie, I don't know what you're doing with your life. A lot of those are on VHS because he's old. I'm not gonna hold that to him. You know, you can get most of Leo's movies on stream, but you know, maybe a few on VHS.
Get any movie.
Maybe a few on VHS. Titanic, I think I have in VHS. I'm not gonna say it's not true, but De Niro has done 11 movies with Martin Scorsese, which is like one of the most renowned actors to keep coming back to the same director for a movie at that level. Scorsese's up there, you know. Leo's only done 5 with him: Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, Shutter Island, Wolf of Wall Street, and they've both done The Killers of the Flower Moon.
More than 5, but go ahead.
Horrible. Well, it's at 6 because I didn't count The Killers of the Flower because they're both together.
And it was terrible.
Horrible.
It's hard to believe that was
I think I'd actually rather lose a toe than have to try to watch that 3-hour movie again. So, what I'm trying to say is, in those 5 movies that Scorsese has done with Leo, he has revenued $1.4 billion in those movies. With the movies combined, not what Leo's made, Scorsese has made, but with those 4 movies together, 5 movies, 6 movies have made.
Is that what he made, or what the movies grossed?
All those movies have grossed.
Okay.
Right. De Niro did 11 with him and has only grossed $427 million. Now, I'm not gonna go ahead and say inflation maybe plays a small part in that, because De Niro. But I mean, we're talking about 20 years. So how much can the inflation be in 20 years? And he did it in half of the amount of movies.
Yeah, but you could also go back and say,
how much greater are these movies?
Yeah, to your point, when you're going back, like you said, Leo started later, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going back before Leo's time and all the movies
movies aren't.
Oh, let me talk.
All right.
If you're going back, right?
Yeah.
And everything that Robert De Niro has done in general before Leo, you can't even put that money into account.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about strictly the Scorsese movies.
But what does that matter?
Scorsese only did 2 of these movies before. Before Leo was.
Okay, but Mike,
you know
what I'm trying to tell you, though.
You see what I'm saying?
Mike, cuz, listen to me. Okay.
What?
Okay.
What?
If I had screw Martin Scorsese, okay, let's just put Martin Scorsese aside, right?
Sure.
Now, if I put all Bob's movies, right, all of them, and show you what he's grossed,
sure,
versus what Leo's grossed, but you're just focusing on one director, dude.
No. I'm not focusing on one director. I'm focusing on one director that has played a big part in both of their careers. Because I watched the documentary with Scorsese saying those are his 2 top guys. And we just happen to have chose these 2 actors to debate. So this is, I feel like, an important factor here. Because those guys at the top of tier don't constantly want to get the same director or actors in their movies unless they think, man, this guy knows how to make a movie role appear.
Great. Yeah.
You to be an actor, you got to make whatever you're playing with. You got to make random people that are coming to pay to watch your movie. You got to make them fall in love with you. You got to make them. You got to get them invested in watching you. You have to create a character or recreate a character that maybe has been part.
And that's all Leo does.
And be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's all Leo does. Is he absolutely captivates people to go watch their movies and plays a hell of roles, whether it being fictional characters, real characters, Romeo and Juliet.
I don't think he's playing fictional characters.
Yeah.
Leo always plays somebody.
No.
Based off a true story.
Look, he does a lot of true stories like Catch Me If You Can. I think The Aviator is also a true story.
The Departed. They're all based on real stories.
Okay, so what are you saying? De Niro, Raging Bull, true story. I mean,
but
he
not
got
all
characters too that were true stories.
All right. Here's
a lot of stories are based off of true things.
No, dude.
We're not talking about Star Wars here.
That's not true.
We're talking about The Godfather.
You can't say Analyze That was based off a true story. Oh my God.
You're choosing one comedy that he's done.
You can't say Meet the Fockers was a true story, bro. You can't say-
Again, we're taking movies that are here. They may have been great performances, but they end the day on a movie list.
Here's what I'm
They're
telling you.
down here.
I understand what you're saying. Who makes more money? Who made
I'm
who
not.
more
It's
money?
not even about the money.
Morris Scorsese, who's made more money, revenue between those two guys? I understand what you're saying. But I'm talking about quality of acting, right? If I have to go by quality of acting alone, this is going to be what I have to say last, okay? If I have to go by quality of acting alone,
Yeah.
like, I just feel like Robert De Niro hits all the points. Like, he does. He's in, like you said, he was in your house, right? Growing up.
Growing up, he was a big
growing
part
up
of my
in my
life. Being
house.
Italian, though.
He's done a large spectrum of different genres. He's not just doing action movies. He's not just doing comedy. He's not just playing gangsters, even though that's what he's good at. Because when your face sticks to something, it is what it is. Okay, I just feel like in an overall spectrum, Robert De Niro as an actor, regardless of how much, because there's low budget movies that didn't make a lot of money that are fantastic. You ever seen The Babadook? You ever seen The Babadook, bro?
I don't know where you're trying to take us right now.
I'm just saying, it's a low.
Is he in there?
No,
Oh,
it's a low quality movie someone made with their phone, bro. That made so much money. Like, it doesn't matter about who the director is to me. If I'm talking about acting, I'm talking about who can bring people.
Yeah.
And I understand Leo does that too. I just feel like Robert De Niro has done that in a way larger scale.
Okay, I'll take your valid point there. Even though the numbers don't really show that. He might be favored by more.
Bro, awards don't mean anything.
Especially the older generation because they grew up with him more. If you, here's how I always look at it, man. Because my father's a bit older. He's 59. Guy's pushing 60. He's lived a much longer life than I have. I'm 24. So when it comes to the differences, I think he'll swing Robert De Niro all the way. Because he grew up literally as my dad was born when Robert De Niro started acting in 1965. So the guy has been in much more movies. He's also made a lot more kids to leave for all these women to take care of once he gets out. Him and Al Pacino over here dropping kids at 80. You know? A little irresponsible.
The guy you just said Leo. Hey,
I'm not. You brought up a little bit of his personal life. I just had to throw a little.
What's so wrong with having a kid at 80? By the time the kid's in high school,
now,
the guy's
yeah, it's real nice for a guy to not have his father. He decided to have him and then go. Here's all I'm saying. Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know if Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, some of these more actors that are of our today's generation, come to fruition without the Al Pacinos, the your boy De Niro, Bobby, as you like to call him. Oh, man. These are the guys who started like kind of these bigger time movies. I'm not saying that his movies aren't as big as Leo's have been, because yeah, Godfather 2 gotta be on the top 20 of all movies of all time at least. It has to be. That's the best Godfather out of them all. It's the second. So it's gotta be there. But the numbers are just leaning towards Leo. Every single time. With awards, with the quality of the movies, with the money those movies have made, box office, everything. He's a better looking guy. I think he could fit into more characters than De Niro could. I mean, we're not even going into movies like where he's played cowboys. He's played tons of different roles. At the end of the day, I think the guy's more diverse. I think he can take on a role, because it's hard to take on an actual character who's real. You know, it's like if you got to play Abraham Lincoln, you've got to become Abraham Lincoln. If you're playing the Catch Me If You Can guy, you got to become this guy. It's not. I think it's a lot easier to.
But Robert
create a new character.
Robert has done that too.
Yeah, but he's also played the same guy in at least 70 of his films. Dude. He's either a nut, like Taxi, Raging Bull, Deer Hunter.
But that says a lot about him too. You could say that he goes into character for these things. Did you know he did a movie with Sebastian Maniscalco, right? About my father or something. Do you know he spent an entire 6 months every day with his dad to learn him?
Can I tell you something?
To learn how he talks, to learn how he walks, to learn how he holds a paper, to learn how he puts on his shoes. Go ahead.
It's sad that he spent 6 months with the man, because you couldn't tell that he spent one day with the guy because he's just playing De Niro.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
bro.
is.
You can't say that though.
You're out of your mind.
You can't say that because
He's
you don't know
literally
Sebastian
playing
Maniscalco's
the
dad.
role of an Italian father. Man, he's never played that role in any of his movies before.
All right, you know what I think about
Come
Leo?
on.
Here's what I think about Leo. Right here.
Goodbye, Honda.
What should I do? Throw him out.
It's okay, cuz.
It's okay. I
It's
love you.
okay.